I don't believe in myself, and honestly, I don't know how to. These are the thoughts that pop up in our head at 2 a.m. when we're staring at the ceiling whilst in bed, or seeing somebody else win, whether that's your friend getting a girlfriend that you've always wanted, somebody flexing on Instagram, or seeing someone your age doing well, already making it. Maybe you think to yourself, why can't that be me? Or worse yet, I'm just not built for this. Let me tell you something that you probably haven't come to terms with, but know it to be true. You have not given yourself a reason to believe in yourself. You see, belief isn't some type of magic. It doesn't fall out of the sky. It's built as a byproduct of proof, and proof comes with action. So I'm going to be giving you guys a system that actually works, because we all love the idea of believing in ourselves, but how do we actually go about it? So how does this actually work? So you take a small action, right? And from that small action, you can find very small success. But that success gives you confidence. That confidence gives you belief. And through that belief, you take on bigger ambitions. And you see how simplistic this loop is. That's a loop in a nutshell. That's how self-belief and confidence grow. And you're probably thinking that there's a catch, like there is to everything else. Well, there is. The catch is that most of us never even start this loop. We wait on the sidelines, watching everybody else, waiting for our version of belief to show up. But like I just explained through the loop, belief will never come before action, it's always earned after. Now the second thing I'm going to get into is proof over hype. Now let's be real for a second. You don't start believing in yourself because you tell yourself affirmations while staring in the mirror. Don't get me wrong, mindset matters and all of that stuff, but you can tell yourself that I'm unbeatable, I'm strong 100 times a day. But if you don't back it up with proof, your brain will tell you that you're a liar. And I'll give you guys a scenario. So imagine a kid, and this kid tells himself, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm brilliant, I'm disciplined. But then he only goes to gym on the days where he feels like it. There'll be that one day, and he'll decide, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay inside and play Fortnite. Do you think this kid builds any sense of self-belief? Probably not, because he's lazing off. He's lazing around. If anything, all this behavior is going to lead to is self-doubt. And I'm not saying that this kid has to necessarily be some super powerlifter. He doesn't need to deadlift 400 pounds. All he needs to do is do 10 push-ups, run a mile, go for a long walk, build proof that he can do these things. That proof, those promises kept to yourself, no matter how small, are enough to shift a story in your head. For those of you who are in school, maybe you've bombed tests before. Maybe you have that voice in your head that tells you, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'll never get this. Now, it's very easy to give in to that voice, but it's important that you try your best not to. Because when you do study, when you actually do study without any distractions, and you get 5% higher of a grade that you got last time, your brain says, wait, hold on, maybe I actually can do this. The crack that you need, that's the crack in the wall of self-doubt. That's where belief starts to creep in. Or let's take it into a bit more of a social setting. Let's say you're scared to talk to girls, and you tell yourself, I'll say something dumb. She'll laugh at me. I'll mess this up for myself. Now imagine you push past your fear, you build up the courage, and you just say hi to that girl in your class. And she says hi back. Now your brain says, okay, cool. I'm not a total failure. I can do this a little bit more often. Next time, you feel 1% more confident. Belief doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from not quitting after you accept the fact that you are imperfect. And the reason why most of us keep on failing is because we don't believe in ourselves. So if we don't believe in ourselves, how on earth are we going to believe in our own words? You tell yourself, I'll start working out tomorrow. You haven't even done 10 push-ups, yet alone 5. You tell yourself you're going to go out and socialize more with people, yet you stayed isolated in your house for a good 4 days. You tell yourself that you're going to start eating cleanly, yet you order takeaway the very next day. And you'll find that every single time you break these promises to yourself, you chip away at your belief and you start to find yourself being unreliable. And if you can't trust yourself, how on God's green earth are you meant to believe in yourself? So let me give you guys a simple framework to tackle all of these problems. The first thing is keep simple promises to yourself. Make these promises stupidly easy. Like making up your bed as soon as you wake up, doing 10 push-ups, journaling for 2 minutes, walking 500 yards. Make these promises so easy that it's impossible to break them. The second thing is, Count the small wins. You need to stack these small wins as if they were receipts. Every single one of these things is proof that you're not the person you were yesterday. Talk to yourself like you're your teammate. You are your own best friend, so why would you want to be your own best hater? If your friend failed at something, would you tell him he sucks completely? Would you degrade him? No, because that's demoralizing. You tell him, look, this is what happened, but we need to keep going anyway. So why not afford yourself the same luxury? And the fourth and final thing, and arguably the most important, is act before you feel ready. In order to be successful in any aspect of life, you need to dive into the unknown. So why not do that? Don't wait for belief to come, instead build it. I'll give you a real life example. So when I first started making content, talking to you guys as I am, I thought to myself, nobody will care what I have to say. I really thought to myself, how do I go about this? How do I do this? Why would a random stranger on the internet care about me, or maybe even what I have to say to them, even if it was to help them? But the first time I had a stranger who commented, "This helped me," that was the proof I needed. And then another comment came, and then another, and finally the loop spun, the belief came, and the confidence followed. I didn't wait to believe before I started before I believe, and that's the reason I believe now. So listen, you're not going to have it figured out all the time. You're not going to be confident 24/7. What you really need is proof. Proof that you are who you say you are. Proof that you're someone who can show up even when you don't feel like it. Proof that you're a person that can keep a promise. That's how you stop subconsciously saying, I don't believe in myself. That's how you start saying, I can do this because I have proof that I've done this. Because in my eyes, the way I've always viewed belief, it isn't about faith. It's about receipts. And the only way to collect them is through action. So stop sitting around playing with your thumbs waiting to believe. Build that belief. Start something small today. Collect the evidence. Because confidence and belief aren't given, they're built. And once you have them, you'll see what you were capable of this entire time. If you guys did like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps boost me up in the algorithm and push this message out to a lot more people. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one.